Hey, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. It's another entry in my daily vlog. Ever since I lost my job back in November of last year, I've been each day doing this. Each morning I stand in front of this camera documenting my experiment to try to take content creation from this hobby that I've had to possibly something more sustaining. Just kind of we outline how it goes. Let's hop back to yesterday and talk about that. I had a really solid plan for yesterday that went right out the window as soon as I sat down in my office and I saw a news item that dropped. So we had seen rumors of Lego doing this Pac-Man arcade set, and they dropped all the details yesterday morning. So I'll put the link in the corner if you want to see it, but I shifted my gears, what I was going to do. Because I mean, as much as I wanted to get to that long form video shoot, that'll still be there tomorrow and the next day. This was an opportunity to jump at something that's news and take a bite of that. Overnight it's got about 1,500 views, which is fine, which is kind of used to be amazing, used to be middle of the road, and now it's kind of the lower end, which is fun to know. You know, several hundred views is kind of, well, whatever. But it was fine. It was fine, actually. I got it knocked out in the morning. I got it done by lunch. Well, before I went to lunch, about 1:30, I got it done and got that knocked out. It might be interesting. I'll mention at the end of this video to talk a little bit about when one of those happens, because I think especially people who are not creators will find it interesting what the process I go through is when one of those pops up. Let's talk stats then. So as anticipated, we crossed over the next 100 milestone. So we're now at 27,100 and just a few. It just rolled over early this morning. I expect at our current rate of about 40 to 50 subscribers a day, it'll take a couple more days to get the next 100 until the next thing pops off, of course, and we'll see what happens. And stat-wise, you know, interestingly, I was kind of comparing stats and seeing where we're settling in. Where we do seem to be settling in too. Remember, we were on that downslide, and we're like, where's the new bedrock? And the bedrock is at about, I would say about 180% of what we were doing. So not quite double, but close to that. We're averaging now about 8,000 views a day. And I mean, there was a time when we weren't getting 1,000 views a day, and that was just about 4 months ago. I mean, really, not long ago. So, you know, again, when you step back and take it all in perspective, this last big bump was a huge improvement for us. You know, even though we had our malaise last week about coming off of it. So that I'm happy about that. Today, though, and I alluded to this yesterday, today, once again, is podcast editing day. At 10 a.m. Eastern over on Twitch, I will be live editing the audio podcast that we shot a couple Fridays ago. Recorded. Well, we shot it too. It's on camera as well. I'm editing the audio portion. So all you have to do if you want to participate is to head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp and just pop in. We spend usually a couple hours or so that we're in there. You can pop in, pop out if you want to. And it's always it's an entertaining amount of fun an entertaining amount of fun means nothing. It is entertaining and some amount of fun. It's very casual, and a lot of people put it on in the background to kind of listen and pop in when they have a comment about something or they heard something funny or have a question about. And also, since this is podcast editing day, I would ask either a reminder if you already did, or to consider this if you haven't. If you have Amazon Prime and you do not already follow someone regularly on Twitch, you have a free monthly subscription token that you can use just by heading over to our Twitch channel, clicking that subscribe button and saying, use my Prime sub. What is this? Effectively, since Amazon owns Twitch, they give you this $5 token that you can't cash out, but you can give to any one Twitch creator that you want to. And if you would mind, pop in and give it to us this month. And if you have already done that and it's about to expire, maybe consider popping in and renewing. It's really nice. It's across everyone that does this. You know, it's about a regular $80 to $100 a month into our war chest to help us toward our goal. So all those little $5 minus their little share they take out definitely add up. So it's those of you that are doing that, it's felt, it's tangible, and it's much appreciated. And then after lunch, it's Taco Tuesday. I expect I'll take my daughter to the Mexican restaurant today, as we like to on Tuesdays, and then I hope this afternoon nothing else scheduled, I will do some shooting on the long form that I postponed from yesterday. Before I pop out real quick, I just want to, I thought of the fact that, I did the news article yesterday and it wasn't planned. And I often say that, hey, a video can take a couple of days, at least 6 or 7 hours to do. Well, why is it that I'm able to do these little news items quickly? Well, first is it's out of necessity, because if you're going to do it as a news item, you pretty much need it out that day, or at the minimum the very next day. But also the thing about news items is all I need when I shoot them is, so I'll see an article that says, I don't know, let me grab something here. An article that says these big fat Sharpie markers are gonna go, they're stop producing them. Okay, fine. Or maybe they're gonna start doing them in red. Okay, so that's the news item. They're gonna get rid of the black ones and do red ones, right? So if I decide it's interesting and I have something to say about it, then I'm just gonna do a quick outline. I'm gonna say, Sharpie, who's my source? What's the key important thing? What is it that I have to say about it? And how do I want to get out of this video? Do I want to ask for your suggestions? Do I want to say, go click below for more? What do I want to say? So I outlined that. And then before I even shoot, I start a thumbnail, so I know the angle. What's the angle? Am I mad about this? Am I happy about this? Am I saying, can you believe Sharpie would do this? Or you're gonna be like, finally, red Sharpies? Or what's the angle? What's the hook that's in the thumbnail? And so that way I already know what the hook is, so that way I make sure that whatever the thumbnail is, I pay it off in the video. So you can do anything in a thumbnail as long as you pay it off. That's being honest with your audience. Maybe I'm not going to say it's red. Maybe I'm going to do a thumbnail of the Sharpie and a big circle and go, new color, ? Whatever it is. And that way I can answer the question of the thumbnail in the video to make sure that it pays off and someone is likely to be happy with me and they subscribe. Then I'll sit down in front of the camera or stand up in front of the camera wherever I do it. And I run through those. When I do news items, I tend to be a little more freeform. And I'm not so formal. It's more like the vlog, really. I stammer a little and move on through it because it's kind of quick paced. And then, based on whatever I say, I'll take the shot footage, sit down and grab a few images, because the talking head can get boring really fast. So I want to have images of the old Sharpie, the news article, the website where I got it, the Twitter, the announcement, whatever. And then the edit, usually once you get done, you're going to shoot something that's going to be 6 or 8 minutes. And those edits, because it's a lot less lifting, usually takes me about 1.5 hours rather than the 4 to 6 hours it can take for a longer form. So that's how I'm turning around news articles like that. That's how it's working for me. So if you were curious about that, not being a creator, that's what I'm doing. If you are a creator and you were thinking about doing those or wondered how I was knocking them out quickly, that's been my little process. So just out of curiosity, again, one of those little millions of details. When you do this every day, you can take time out of your day to complain about something or share some information or tell people you're sad or talk about Star Trek or whatever you do here. So today I talked about how I did that. Let me get busy. Of course, it'll be time very shortly to jump into that live stream over on Twitch. I hope you will join. Whether or not you do, I'm grateful that you stopped in to check out today's vlog. If you're one of those folks that's here every day, you crazy people, I love you for that. Thank you for going along for this ride with me all this time. Have a good Tuesday. Do something good for yourself if you can. Maybe a taco. I don't know. I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.